Birria tacos, the hottest thing right now on every single street corner, especially here in Southern California. Most people don't realize though that birria tacos actually got their start years and years and years ago in Jalisco, Mexico, where they would braise goat. Goat was more invasive than anything else, and they would braise it with like chilies and use all of these spices in order to kind of get rid of the funk flavor and then ultimately eat it with tortillas, and now it's evolved into birria tacos. I braised my meat ahead of time because I don't want to have to walk you through the steps here. This is a basic braise. So I started with chuck meat, okay? I diced it up into large chunks. I seared the chuck meat in a rondo or a braising pan and pulled it out. And then to that same pan, I added onions and carrots and chilies. I added the hatch green chili. I added some chili spice to that as if I was making a chili. And then I added back beef broth, my chuck meat, tomato sauce, brought it up to a simmer, threw it in the oven, and I braised it in the oven until it was meltingly tender at about 275 degrees for roughly two and a half hours. And now that's where we are in this process. The next step is that I'm gonna pull my meat out, but the fat, you see this red fat on top of there, okay? That is the essential ingredient in birria tacos because that's what you use to dip your tortillas in to then sear them and infuse the exterior of the tortilla with that chili infused fat that rendered off of the chuck meat as it was braising. So it's essential that you understand that because you don't want to lose that fat. Then we're gonna take right now the remainder of the braising liquid, we're gonna add chilies to that, and we're gonna blend it together to make what's known as the consommé. Consommé is a French term for a sauce or a soup that's very clear and concentrated. In this case, it's really just the birria braising liquid that we're using as a dipping sauce. So let's get started right now. I'm gonna pull the meat out of the braise right now, okay? And try and leave as much of the liquid in the pan as possible. So I'm just pulling this out because we're ultimately gonna shred this meat. The onions and the carrots, I did cut to a specific size so that we can work them into the meat. I like a little bit of the onion and carrot in there so that when you're making the tacos and you're stuffing this meltingly tender chuck meat into the taco shells, you get a little bit of that onion in there. That's just me. If you don't like the onion, the garlic, the carrot that's left over from the braise, then you can just toss this off to the side. But if you look at this liquid, right, this is so rich and flavorful. And the nose right now, you're getting a ton of chili from the braise on the aromatics here. So on my Substack, I had a chili recipe where I actually made chili with the beef chuck and then ultimately a little bit of coffee in there. It's very similar in technique to cooking the chili the same way, but in this regard, you wanna make sure that the chilies are the front forward flavor of the birria. Now, that's what gives it that beautiful red hue. The key on this, right, is that after I get my meat out of here, I wanna try and skim off some of the fat that's on the top because that's the fat that we're gonna use to cook the tacos in, right? So I'm gonna take a separate bowl and I'm just gonna skim off the fat off the top and I'm gonna put that in a separate bowl. This is what I'm gonna use, as I mentioned, in order to cook the tacos. You wanna use that natural beef fat that renders off of this as part of the cooking process. So the fat that's left over on the top, if you notice on the birria tacos, on the exterior of the tortilla shell, it's typically that rich red fattiness on there. So what they do is that you dip the taco shell in this fat when you throw it into your hot pan, and that's what cooks the exterior with that beautiful fatty chili-like flavor. So that's why I'm separating it right now. So when I say I cook the tacos in that, I mean the taco shell after we stuff it with the meat. So I'm just gonna set some of this off to the side. I left a few carrots in there because I like the sweetness of the carrots because we're going to cook off some more chilies. These are chili de arbol, right? We're gonna toast these in a carbon steel pan just to get them blackened on the exterior. And then I'm gonna add them to this and let it soften in this braising liquid, and we're gonna buzz it all together, add a little bit more beef stock in there, and that's gonna be the perfect consommé. So I'm getting my my carbon steel pan super, super hot right now, and I'm just gonna throw my chilies in there just to toast and blacken the exterior. That's all. And while that's happening right there, I'm going to take this and start adding it to my blender. Okay, so all I'm doing is just putting this in with the blender. Now you don't want any meat in there, so if there's any meat that's left over, just throw that in the pan. Okay, I'm not gonna add all the carrots because I want some of the carrots. I don't want it to be too sweet. Those carrots will add sweetness, but it's a great way to get natural sweetness in the braise. There we go, all right. While my chilies are toasting, I'm just gonna start breaking this meat up. If it's still hot, just a couple forks in there to kind of shred the meat. So you can see the collagen that's broken down here and how meltingly tender this is, right? So I'm just breaking this up. Get your hands in there if it's not too hot, and then shred the meat. You can use forks if you want. Sometimes there's a little bit of ligament or connective tissue in there, so the fork can kind of rip it apart, but it's pretty easy as long as you've braised it properly to just pull it apart. We're all gonna start coughing here in a sec, so that's all we're doing. We're just charring. Oh, oh yeah, Lauren. It's like, whoo! It's gonna be like, tell the kids not to come in here. It's gonna be like somebody pepper sprayed this place. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take these chilies right here and I'm gonna add them into my sauce right there, and I'm gonna let them soak for a minute. Whew. Be careful doing this at home, because right now it's like somebody pepper sprayed in here. So the meat is shredded now. Shredded, bro. I got a lot of that juice in there. That's what's gonna keep that meat moist. She ignored me. Okay, so now I'm just gonna take this sauce and I'm gonna blend it, okay? This is gonna be part of our consommé. Oh, yeah. So now I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna pour this, oh yeah. So it's a little too thick for consommé-like consistency, so I'm gonna add it back to the pan with the rest of our braising liquid. All right, and then I'm gonna add just a little bit of beef stock to this. Okay, now I'm gonna dump this in the pan. Okay, and now we're just gonna simmer this. Let that cook. This is gonna be the liquid that we dip the tacos into. So now we're gonna make our tacos, but first you gotta kind of assembly line this. So I've got two types of cheese here. I got a skim milk mozzarella. That's for the melt factor, but then I have like a cotija, queso fresca. I love that for the flavor. This one doesn't melt as well as the mozzarella, so I'm gonna mix them together. This one just crumbles, so I'm gonna shred a bunch of this mozzarella first, because we're gonna build these tacos all together. Oh yeah, now we're talking. And then I'll take maybe half of this. I'll just mix it in there, right? This crumbles. Now, traditionally, one would think, okay, I just take the tortillas and I build them this way. No, no, no. What I like to do first, I like to add more flavor to the tortilla. The same way that I toast both sides of a grilled cheese sandwich in order to maximize the flavor, I do it with tortillas when I make quesadillas or birria tacos, etc. So I'm going to take these tortillas and I'm gonna toast them on one side on an open flame just to char the exterior of the tortilla. That's going to be the inside. It does two things. It adds flavor and it also makes it more pliable, so it's much easier to stuff the birria tacos. Then in the final step, after we've made them all and they're still quasi-raw, we're gonna toast them in the right birria fat and finish them. So here we go, now we build, right? A little bit of cheese on the inside, pack that meat in there, and I'll do a little bit of cheese on both sides because I want it to stick. Okay, get that fat on there, right? Because I'm ultimately gonna dip it too. And now make sure the toasted side is the inside of your tortilla. So now we're gonna take this party back over to the stove. I'm gonna sear the tacos, and I'm gonna use all that fat that we saved in order to cook the tacos in so we get that flavor on the exterior. Now I'm getting the fat all over the exterior of the tacos, so when we sear them, it's gonna add more flavor. So here we go. Now we'll just go right into the pan with this. So you want each side brushed with that chili fat. So now I'm putting this down, and then I'm just gonna brush the other side so that when we flip it over, it sears in that fat right there. Now I'm just scooping some of the consommé into a bowl so we can dip our tacos. Here we go. Obviously gotta hit it with some chives. I mean, come on, come on. And there it is, just that beautiful, beautiful birria taco right there.